Timecode. Independent film. Originality. Fresh.
35mm.
Video. You ain't no for sure. Stylized. Urban, man. Original
Crescent City.
Creative.
8mm.
Feel me.
Independent.
New Orleans.
Style.
16mm.
Video. Man, you ain't know.
Hey, I'm Joshua Cox, director of Fan and Butterfly and 3D animator. Well, what brought me to UNO was that I came from a school that was really heavy in St. Louis, in Illinois, where I'm from, that was really heavy into 2D drawings, figure drawing, things like that, a really artistic background. And always wanted to tell a story with my art, though. Never wanted to, because I was into reading comic books and frames that follow some type of storyline. Well, I would say that drawing is your foundation, really. I mean, if you're able to sit here and storyboard your pictures, you're able to set up your shots and know what your composition is going to be, that's going to help you out tons. I mean, that's going to make you a good filmmaker. I think a lot of the story's already told in the storyboard. Well, the Fan and Butterfly was a concept that started out with this program. My first 3 months, I learned 3D Studio Max, and then we were to pick an object, basically, from real life, from real space, and take that object and try to build it proportionally in this program. And the fan is the object that I chose to use. And it was in my mom's room. It was sitting in her laundry room, airing out the hot heat from this laundry room, and it just sat there and did that job. And I thought, well, fans do jobs, I guess, and sometimes they might be menial. So I thought, well, where would a fan live? So you start to try to tell a story through just something you see. So the fan, I thought, well, maybe I'll put him in a smoky apartment. This guy smoked, maybe this guy's a bowler, and maybe he's a big guy, maybe he repairs TVs, and you know, you start fleshing it out, and maybe he smokes these heavy cigars. So this fan's job is just to take the smoke and just air it out of the window. Well, the version you're going to see is a version that I did my first 2 years of learning animation, learning the ropes, learning how to manipulate objects and do things. And showed it for the first time and kind of exposed myself. And I think the emotion, what I love about this piece is that the emotion's totally there. The emotion that you feel between the two characters is there. I wouldn't change the emotion of the piece. Maybe bring it out a little more, but the emotion's really great. The problem is technically, visually, I wasn't real satisfied with how crisp the image looked at all. I wasn't satisfied with maybe the way the environment looked, the shots. Sometimes when you do 3D, I would say that you're tempted to move the camera around a lot and do these little fly airplane things. Don't do that. That's what I did, and it really, when I watch it, you know, there are these parts where you watch your film and you're like, ugh, what was I thinking when I did that? And it's just to learn the technology and learning how to use it. So that kind of by watching it and seeing that people responded to the emotion encouraged me, I think, to take the piece and to take it a step further. You know, I've already spent 2 years on it. It takes 6 more months. And really make it look good, really polish it up, edit it well, get good sound, and really bring it out because the emotion's there. And if you have the story, why not take an extra 6 months and really make it make it come out. I'm redoing it right now so that when I watch it, I feel good about it, and so that when people watch it, they still feel that emotion, but they also get the visual pleasure of seeing it the way that I would like it to be shown. And so that maybe, I think through visually showing things, and also with, if the actions have the emotion, and then visually it has the same emotion, I think you can get a lot out of it, a lot of mileage. Well, to make it was really difficult because what happens in 3D is you can become as meticulous as you want to be, really. As meticulous as you want to be, you can become. Like if you're shooting a film, you can get props, and there's certain props, and they're going to kind of limit you somewhat because you can only get what's kind of already made or out there. But if you're doing 3D, you can make whatever, and it's really endless. And then you focus on the details. Is the wallpaper ripped? Is it not ripped? Is the couch ripped? Does it have smoke holes in it? You start to get really crazy about that. So it took me, I'd say, a good year actually just to do the set, because the environment is so important to the story. If the environment doesn't look drab, if it doesn't look like a fat man lives there who smokes cigarettes or cigars, then you've basically lost it. And I'm starting to understand, I think, how important sound is. With this, I took some songs from Ella Fitzgerald from different CDs that I had, and I just tried to convey their feelings through the music. And what I'm trying to do now is to convey sounds through the Foley sound, through sounds that happen that scare the butterfly or that excite the fan. So on top of redoing the fan and butterfly, I'm working on a film, animated short film. It's going to be longer. And instead of just having characters that are easier to manipulate, we're having full humanistic characters. It's a story that I wrote, I'm going to direct. It's totally told in rhyme, and we're trying to get some narrators for it and some actors. And so I'm working on that film. also at the same time. And we got a little money, a little grant money for about 6 months that kind of paid a little bit so that I could sit here and not work on other things but just work on that. And I'm hoping that through this film being seen, that possibly we can get some people interested in funding that film, because that's going to be I think that'll be the big one, hopefully. Ultimately, what I would really like to do is make a few 3D short films that get some attention, I hope, and then, but ultimately I'd love to direct. I just really love to direct. I love to, usually I'm very meticulous about things, like when I think just by nature, by being in the 3D world, by being in your little lab, being set up there and kind of like, it's just you and the computer for hours and wondering, is this wallpaper right, or should I use a different wallpaper? Does this really say what I want it to say? Another director that I really appreciate and like is David Fincher, who does the Fight Club movies. Well, he did Fight Club and he did Panic Room, but I think he really understands how 3D works, because you see it in his movies. You see him subtly put it there, and I think ultimately I'd want to direct movies where I could subtly work the 3D in to where it makes my movie more powerful.
From the very beginning, I was swimming to become someone conceived. It was meant then I would know how to lead. Never followed a path that I can't choose for myself. No matter how much the valuable, prosperous wealth don't mean nothing to a soul that don't want me disturbed. But I'm already moved. I'm about to be born poor with little papa making selling herb. The same nerve that got him hustling with these niggas.
First of all, the partner called me up from Cali and said he put together a documentary and he had got X, Y, and Z dollars for it. So I was like, hold up, man, wait a minute, man. So I got me a video camera. I'm stopping like Florida, the next little stop, and I got me a video camera. And we've been filming ever since. We got together with Will Horton and we went to this editing suite, Nightscope, which is now I believe Fat and all that. And we went over there and we edited. And he was just tripping because he didn't get a chance to see all the stuff that we was filming and put together Can I Burn. And it's independent has been like a real big successful independent documentary. I came front, it was the money, but in the process of doing it, I was tripping off all the moments we captured. It messed me up. You might see some stuff out of town that you're not gonna see here, and you got no proof of it other but a camera. I pressed it up myself, as though letting somebody press it up for me. And that took a whole lot of manpower and a whole lot of finance just of my own company, FE. First, I found somebody that was gonna press it up for a unique price, a price that I knew I could afford and that was gonna give me some good turnaround. And I got with a distributor at that time before they went out of business, and I made a deal with them, giving X, Y, and Z per movie. He gave me X, Y, and Z per CD, per cassette, because they had music soundtrack that went along with the documentary. And we got it out there, you know what I'm saying? I drove like 60,000 units of movies and CDs to Texas to my distributor at the time, and we dropped it off, shook hands, and that was that. That was a start. You know, what some people might shoot in 2-3 days because you're independent or because it's just rap music, you may have to do it in 12 hours or 14 hours. You know, you learn about the lighting, you learn about how more expensive a video can be as far as being outside in the daytime at 7 a.m. compared to trying to go do it in someone's warehouse. So from that technical aspect, you learn what to do film-wise, how to utilize your dollar to get more out of film if you're gonna be using film. I'm writing a few little scripts here just to put straight to DVD, just to tell a different perspective of New Orleans. We have a new project out. It's a CD that represents the documentary that's gonna follow behind it, and it's entitled Can I Burn 2. It's in stores, featuring Snoop Dogg, Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, David Banner, and 8-Ball, which is on the first single, Stay in Your Lane. That's the music to the Can I Burn Part 2, the documentary. Don't Fight It, Light It tour. And there's a film, an actual movie, other than the documentary we're working on called In No Direct Order. I'm gonna have a lot of local acts out of New Orleans as far as rappers and singers. I might do some casting down here, get with the local radio stations, and get out in the park or whatever and do some casting, get some real people that can make it an impactful type situation. The first one after Can I Burn 2 is gonna be In No Direct Order. And the success of that will let us know we can move on to another one we got called Cross the Tracks. Pick up that Can I Burn 2 is in stores, features Snoop Dogg, Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, David Banner, and 8 Fat Mac Fat Boy Ball. Check out the website, www.fiendentertainment.com. I'm your host, Sleep by Jones Fiend, aka Mr. Whomp Whomp. You know what I'm saying? Peace.
在我遇见他之前，那儿只有音乐。在这个世界上，没有什么重要的事。他使我怀疑为什么会这样。我知道什么是爱吗？我只是一个公园里的男孩。 他却不能。一瞬间，我的世界被翻转过来。或许我失去了一次爱的机会。我想象到底什么是爱情呢？也许我根本不能分辨什么是爱，什么是音乐。对我来说，恋爱的滋味就像音乐一样吧。好几年以后，他回到了我的世界里。我告诉他，我爱他。但是我爱你这句话，到底是我说的，还是公园里的那个男孩子说的呢？
I think Coltrane would have loved that place. He was a Chinese musician. I don't think he had anything else to do. And the stuff he was coming up with last time on this, it sounded like a Chinese instrument. Really.
音乐能够陪我一辈子，但是它可以吗？如果我的生命中只有音乐，我会快乐吗？难道一定要有爱情才会有幸福吗？在我遇见他之前，我的世界只有音乐。在这世界上，没有什么重要的事。他让我怀疑，为什么会这样？
Eyo elogena kana ndumbaziya mbazia ndomba watenge oyaho ndondomi munyambo weginyoteze yako kambazio wa muzihilimba unzi wangone nida wanzilo ezogona kimwele ndiye gindunguzu yae monongazi konga enume munone iregelelye madume balanga yo binga mazugo na kwa eni bongo binga mwananzero yendwe Ulianza winonene ndune monozio ukalenge na kwanenza wenzio amutyoka kambingwe kanywangone ngonwe nazungwa memulimani na mekya mulu amutyoka kambingwe kanywai nzilo ande mina kanandu kidedo wedugumbazia wo munyambo wekibone saetumilome ngukulya mwaze wezana hundandamyakalenge nitawakilonjo anzerwe nitawakilonjo amwendwa na mozili utyokanani ndio ndunando ngwetawa muno mwazielunde alyakwota muno ukunde vana kwaingo ukunde tyoka muno dangale nyamwihalela yozake kambi ngwende toetyo mudetiamena manzie genyo ezuguna mutetia ningueta kindu kyoko ngatya ono duguna muthenya ningu manza malwei eyo no duguna muthenya ningu manza malwe malwa malimo moke onzene mabundesie nzagwanga na kanando gwangwandi kwazende kidume na ndiye kisego zande na muriano kungela yaba nweke kungela mamuga wala ngwamuno mwayo kanu
For more information, log on to timecodenola.com.
My name's Jeremy Campbell. I run 1018 Films here in New Orleans. We are dedicated to promoting and producing great independent film. It's a combination of two areas involved in that. One is filmmaking, and the other is promoting other people's work, which it's a fun combination. Our main focus is to spread the word about important, entertaining, interesting film and culture. And we do that by hosting a number of film shows around town. Our biggest show is the Flicker series. That's a recurring film festival of independent short films. And we collect local filmmakers' work. 15 minutes or less is really the only requirement to be in the fest, and we try to focus on New Orleans filmmakers, show as many New Orleans films as we can, and then there are other cities who are participating in this Flicker group with us, and they're located in Chapel Hill, New York, LA, Austin. There's a dozen cities who participate. I moved to New Orleans because of the culture here. I thought there'd be so many, amazing things to be shot, and so many beautiful surroundings here that look really pretty on film. So my first projects were video shorts. I did kind of your traditional New Orleans objects. I did a piece on Second Line narrated by Kermit Ruffins, and that just follows some Treme celebrations, Second Line parades, the jazz funeral piece, and also I did a piece. It was my first dealing with Mardi Gras. It was more like a music video, so to speak, with Morning 40 Federation, called Sorry Mom, I'm a Drunk, that fit into the Mardi Gras scheme of things pretty easily. But it was those shorts that segued my venture into film promotion, because my very first film show was at the Ernie Cato Mother-in-Law Lounge, and that was to release 1018's documentary shorts. Did that, didn't even charge a cover. It was a completely free event to test the waters and see if there was a market here for such a thing, and there was. We had 2 screenings that night. Crowd was good, and it was a lot of fun. So that was my very first show that I promoted that was my own work. And while I was seeking out venues to show those films, I discovered the Flickr circuit, and I thought, wow, this would be such a great thing for New Orleans. I wish someone was doing that, and I would love for my films to be shown at Flickr. Started emailing the guy who started it, and he was like, well, if you want to have your own Flickr in New Orleans, you could do that. You seem like you have the passion behind you. So signed me up, and we had the first Flickr show last July. Since then, many of these local films have been shown at the Flickr chapters across the country, so it's really been good. A good way for locals to see films from other cities in Flickr, and then a good way for local filmmakers to be seen outside of New Orleans. The 1-year anniversary of Flickr is quickly approaching, so a big anniversary party is in the works, and that will be held this July for sure. We're always looking for submissions for Flickr. We have, if you want to check out our website, you can go to 1018.org. That's the word 10, then the numbers 18.org. And there's a set of rules, but really the long and the short of it is if a film's 15-ish minutes, it's 15 minutes of the official rules for the film circuit. But for the New Orleans, chapter, 16, 17 minutes, if it's a good film, I'm going to show it. To be shown nationally, it must be shot on actual film, so 16 or 35 millimeter. But again, if it's a compelling film, then and it was shot on video, well, that's fine by me. I'll show it locally. Those have been the way that the film promotion and production have really come together, and for 1018 at least, it's chicken and the egg. They both complement each other.
the New Orleans Independent Film Program.
If you like snoozer, you might enjoy Gargantuan Things, a collection of short works by Jason Affolter, contained on this very neat DVD, Our Snoozer, and other assorted projects. Some of these movies have been screened all around the world and won awards, while others sadly have not. You'll find art, adventure, comedy, horror, beauty, oddity, along with a super secret hidden bonus track. Gargantuan Things is available at Mojo Coffee House, Mushroom Music, Octavia Books, and online at filmbaby.com. Get yours today, or tomorrow.
Timecode NOLA.
Independent film. Originality.
TimecodeNOLA.com.
Urban man.
Crescent City.
Creative.
8mm.
Independent.
Video.
Man, you ain't know. For sure. Log on to www.timecodenola.com. You heard me? Informative.
TimeCodeNOLA.com.
Two days later, I lost 10 pounds. Lose 10 pounds in 2 days for that special date. Lose.
Entered its 5th year. The Russians were pushing the Nazis back along the eastern front.
Than a ride in a car. Ultimately,
What's your name? Debbie, you're like absolutely right.
filmmaker, huh? You sit around with your partners talking about you gonna shoot this or I'm gonna shoot that. You ain't shooting shit. You gotta finish the sound bites and I need ADR and my soundtrack music ain't right. You ain't making movies if nobody ain't seeing them. Get the done, you bullshitting. We need your film. Send them in today. Timecode NOLA, you heard me?
Timecode NOLA is supported in part by the Louisiana Division of the Arts Council of New Orleans, Cox Communications, and by people like you.